Good morning. We are awaiting the start of the first day of questioning of HN58. He'll be giving evidence for 3 days. HN58 was the manager of the SDS from 1998 until 2001. Is that, yeah?
97, I think.
97, sorry, not 98. As you can tell, I do all this from memory, and sometimes I get it wrong. He handed over to Mike Dell, who we heard from last week. He had previously been an undercover officer himself. However, he has a particularly high level of anonymity at the inquiry. We don't know when he was deployed, what he was deployed into. He will be giving evidence remotely. We won't see his face. And as I understand it, we won't even hear his real voice. When he was given anonymity back in 2017, it was controversial. It was believed. We were told that he hadn't deceived any women in sexual relationships, and it turned out that the reason for that was that he'd been in a long-term marriage and was still married to the same woman. Mitting defended this position, saying that maybe he's naive and old-fashioned, but that's what he thinks. A farce. However, we are where we are. At the time, we didn't realise that he wasn't going to be having his voice scrambled. I don't know why they've done this. It seems a bit ridiculous to me. I'm John McDonald Driscoll of the Undercover Research Group. What can we expect from HN58?
Well, he covers a really important period. So as you said, he precedes Dell, but he also succeeds Edmondson and Lambert. So it's 58, and then at the end of the week we'll have 53, his deputy. And it's such a big period. McPherson spying on the Lawrence family, spying on the Real family, June 18th, Hampshire Mink release. Some of the biggest moments in SDS history are on his watch. There's a lot of questions for him. It's quite shocking that he has claimed such immunity, given how important he is and how much it needs to be accounting for the decisions. He's the DCI, Detective Chief Inspector, running the unit. He's the one the book stops with, and he's running scared.
Yeah, he is very much. It's always very frustrating when we have the voice modulation in play. It's often quite difficult to follow. I remember it previously. We've had it with a number of former officers. It's not entirely clear why such a level is afforded. I mean, generally it's because they've got a very strong accent or something that's identifiable in some way. But I mean, it seems a bit strong.
It's just pandering to this paranoia, and we see in their own documents, own closing documents, that this is something that they had undue worry for. They invaded our lives. He facilitated state rape, but he gets anonymity. That's not cool. If he, as far as I'm concerned, the fact that he is running to hide so much basically just says volumes about his guilt. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's this exaggeration of perceived risk, which has been a hallmark of the unit, from when they were active to now. This idea that somehow they're in terrible, terrible danger, which, as we've seen from numerous investigations into it, just simply isn't borne out by the evidence.
But also you hear over the way the managers have been speaking, the SDS, SWP, or this, violent, dangerous organization. And it's just like,
if only
you could see. It's like, haven't you heard the witness statements? Globalized resistance is about to topple the government. There's fighting on the streets. And then you see the reports, and it's like you're making this up. You're trying to justify your own lying to themselves about why they were doing the job, why it was so necessary, why they felt the need to create this giant database of everybody who was left-wing or even read the Daily Mirror in the UK. Their paranoia is the paranoia of a fascist state.
Yeah. I mean, it's completely out of sync. I mean, we're constantly presented with these spectres of supposedly violent revolutionary organisations, but any sort of digging into it just seems to find well-meaning, left-wingers.
And when they're given an opportunity to get closer to the more up for it people, oh no, that's far too scary.
Yeah, they're not up for that at all.
So the idea that they're at risk is just absolutely nonsense. But they feel quite happy going around ridding other people's lives. Remember, this is also the period of the "let's fuck up Kurt" era. This is also the era when Jenner is still in a relationship with Alison. Helen Steele's looking for John Dines. We have two spies coming up. Well, it won't be quite in this era, but
It's Rosa.
Rosa's. So what happens there? So they are turning a blind eye to the abuse of their officers. Because, oh, poor us, we're really the victims here. Our officers suffered so much going out into the field with these dangerous, scary lefties. It's like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, absolute nonsense. I mean, we have heard from Tiddy and Greenie, who were both detective sergeants during this period. Of course, we've got Tiddy's infamous female antenna file note, which shows that they were fully aware of the fact that Boiling and Jenna were in sexual relationships, cohabiting with their targets, and that this was seen as unassailable bona fide about their deployments.
We are going to get a lot of, but that document, which any reasonable person would read as, relationship. Oh no, it doesn't quite say that. I didn't know. I'm only a detective chief inspector. What do I know about? I did that for the higher ups. The officers lied to me. The sergeants lied to me. Everybody lied to me. I didn't know what was going on. Unfortunately, I predict there's going to be a lot of them. The good, and this is why it's a shame it's not being it's audio only, because you don't get to see the documents. The documents are really clear. All this was going on when Rose around the office, Helen Steele's, tracked down John Dines' mother-in-law. If you didn't think, oh, is there a relationship here? You are among the. You're deliberately stupid. You're being willfully blind. That's the most charitable I can put it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen so much of it from Jenna's sort of falsified floor plan of the flat that he was living in with Alison. There's so much information that shows that they blatantly did know. We always live in hope that we're going to get a witness who just comes clean, who talks about the reality of how they were within the unit. I don't think this is going to be the guy, though.
No, he's too worried. And I think the reason he wants anonymity is because he's really worried about his reputation. His reputation will rightfully be tatters by the end of this.
Yeah, and as often the case, though, we've been given no information to suggest it is. Often the reason for having such high levels of anonymity is because of what their current role is now, and they currently have a role which would be very embarrassing for them if it was to be found out what they got up to back in the early 2000s, late 90s.
This is a public inquiry?
Yeah, only in name. Yes, I mean, it's going to be for 3 days. I'm not sure who's doing the questioning. Generally, we can get.
I think it's David Barr.
Oh, it is Barr. Oh, top tier. We have top tier today. Top tier questioning from Barr. Which is
good because he will not let him off the hook.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it may feel generally like on day one that he does, though, because as he leaves a few little sort of tasters out there for things for him to come back to by day 3. Well, plenty to look forward to over the next 3 days.
So it's going to be the same for HN58 as well.
Oh, it's 53 got the anonymity
as well. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Not sure he's being voice modulated, but we're not going to see him either.
I'm always encouraging for people to come to the hearings. If you do come to the hearings, you will be able to see the documents. You won't have to worry about missing things because of breaches. But other than that, it will be a frustrating experience as we won't be able to see the video of the witness, and we'll be in a room. We won't even be able to see the lawyers or the chair. So it will be a frustrating experience. Though by all means, come down if you can or if you'd like to. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Watch out for the shadow of Lambert over everything.
Yes, absolutely. Like Lambert infects us all, like the ghost at the feast. Thanks for joining us. We'll do another video at the break, at the lunchtime, the afternoon break, at the end of the day. Please like, share to these videos. It makes a huge difference to how visible any of this stuff is. As ever, there are no mainstream media covering any of these events. You've just got to rely on us. I'm afraid we're very biased. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you all in a bit.